Hey, good morning, all. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John from Pro Craps. Sorry I'm late again. It's like the strategy that I'm rolling out this week is a long runner. It takes a while to get through it. It's definitely not a quick hitter. An hour every day. I'm getting this delay again. What is wrong with my? I don't know. Maybe I got a bad cord. Anyway, what I'm running here, the Tim Hortons, taking a long time. It's not producing the $500 quick enough. So I end up bleeding into 8 o'clock, and then it takes me a minute to get that. So anyway, I'm sorry for being late with getting the show started. Good morning and welcome. Let's talk about some stuff. I see a funny comment out here from Old Bay. That might be the funniest SNL skit of all time. If you haven't seen it ever, go back and Google search for the Saturday Night Live Al Gore versus George Bush debate. Oh my God, that might be the funniest skit I think I've ever seen. Those two guys nailed those two perfectly, and that scene is like, that's the best. Oh my God, I still, every time I see that and the ESPN with the women's ESPN thing, those are the two funniest things SNL ever did. Anyway, thanks for bringing that up, Craig. That's awesome. All right, let's go. Let's talk about the Tim Horton. Now, we took a big swing today, right? Up to this point, we were ahead. We were 2-1, really 2-0-1 or 1-0-1 as Dr. S would say. We had kind of a tie there. One day was, I think we lost $40 or whatever. It's a loss, but it's a tie. 2 days we won our paycheck, and both days we had the same experience where we got up in the levels a little bit, and we had to work all the way back down, and we did. I worked it back down again. I had two great rolls, like 20 rollers at the end of it, that got me back to not only even, but in profit. Fantastic, right? That's kind of what it's supposed to do. If you have a system that's based on moving up and moving back down again, when you move back down, you should be okay, and we were. Mostly okay. It worked well. Today, we lost. We lost $5,000 today. We got our asses handed to us. And I'm glad that Ken from Ken Knows Gambling is here, because I'm going to talk directly to you and to Dr. S at the same time. This strategy is the ladder Marty mix kind of a thing. It ladders up. Every time you lose on a 7, we go up a level, up a level, up a level, and we work our way down the level. So in that respect, it's a ladder. Okay, it's up as you lose, down as you win, laddering like you're used to seeing. The Dale and Bear system, like Whalen uses, that's the principal operating premise behind it. Okay, it's a Marty in respect that as you level up, you're doubling your bet almost every time. It seems like towards the end of it, we don't do that. The what you go up by is not quite double. So what happens is when you come back down, you're not recouping all your losses. You're recouping part of your losses, but not all of them on the way back down. You need to get some help, right? And we have the 4 and 10 on the outside that you pick up along the way as a little bit of juice as you go back down. If you hit them and keep them, right? Or if you hit them at all. We only hit one the whole day coming down. So it didn't matter either way. Now, there's two bits to this. Ken, and I think if you're still here, Ken, say hello in chat so I know that you're still here. I want to address you directly. Yeah, the last funny thing SNL did. It's been a while since they've been funny. Although the two news guys, the white guy and the black guy, are pretty funny. They do the racist jokes back and forth that they do. I know it's off color, but man, they're funny. Hey, Ken, here's the thing. So I'm not sure if you watched the morning show, right? The Dr. S, the system that we're running, do I have a copy of it? Hold on, let me get a copy of it. I'm going to show you what it is. I made a smaller version of it, smaller in terms of print size. I want to show you this. Let me go to my drive, and I'm going to bring it up because this is a thing that I think is interesting with Marty systems. And let's see, Tim Horton, it's there. All right, give me a second here to bring this up. Nobody's hearing anything? There we go. Can you hear me now? All right, can you hear me now? Sorry about that. All right, let's try all that again because apparently no audio. Let's try it all again. When I switch to the screen here, I guess you guys can't hear me. Well, I didn't know that, actually. So, all right, here we go. Let me rephrase all this. The Tim Hortons strategy is this, and I want to make sure that, again, I got Ken in the audience to help me through part of this, okay? Level 1 is 96 across with a dedicated pressing schedule. No problems there, right? It is what it is. I did modify this today. I went half press on the number instead of the pressing schedule. It doesn't ultimately matter when you're at $96 to make $500 from 96 is going to take you a hot minute, right? This is going to take a while to get there. Fine. It's a grinding strategy. No problems with that part. Down here though, once you lose and get a 7, you start doing the tier thing. Okay. Up as you lose, up as you lose, up as you lose. The first 2 levels are pure martingale, right? 220, when it wins 2 hits is 140 in profit. It covers your $96 loss. 440, if it hits twice, that's going to hit 140 2 times, and you're going to recover the 220 and the 96. Okay, then we get into smaller size ladders, and you're not recovering all your loss. Ken has said on his shows, on his envelope shows, and his paycheck shows, when he marties, he goes to level 5 and then he stops. Right? We don't go past level 5. And there's a reason for that, the bankroll reason, right? Here, it's not a pure martingale. It's up as you lose. It's a partial up as you lose. You need 2 hits to get down, right? I got here. Technically speaking, I'm right here. I'm at level 7 right now, or whatever this is, level 8. Level 8 of the Marty, or level 8 of the ladder. Now, I had to stop because I ran out of time. So technically speaking, I called today a loss here, right? I wrote it up as a loss, $5,000 loss, but it's not really a $5,000 loss. It's a lie. And I apologize to Dr. S right now and Vince. It's not really a loss yet because I'm here. I haven't actually finished the program, right? My daily paychecks that I do, I win 500 or I lose it all, which has been the pattern for the most part every day. Here, we haven't let the system fully work yet. I have 2 levels to go. So I'm calling it a temporary loss until I get back in the garage. I'll probably out over lunch, finish these last 2 levels out and try and work my way back. So I will give it its due. I will go back and finish the whole thing today. But Ken, my question for you is this. A 9-step ladder, does that exceed what you as somebody who has done this for a living would go to? And I mean, what I'm trying to do here is this. When Dr. S and I started this week out, he gave me the strategy rather, and I said, I'm going to run it straight up for 3 or 4 days. And then after I've seen it operate, I'm going to make some adjustments if I think I need to, right? One adjustment that I made was absolutely going half press up in here. I did a same bet and then a half press on the numbers, trying to escalate that a little quicker than skipping a step. I think that skipping a step, at least from what I've seen in Windcraft, slows it down. The other change that I made, which he really didn't like at all, was on a level when you grab the 4, when you hit an inside hit, we go to the 4 and 10. For gravy hits, I've been bringing the 4 and 10 back with me to the next level to try and keep them going. He didn't like that, but that's neither here nor there. I want to know from you, is 8 levels, 9 levels too much, right? If you lose it all, it's $8,000 in this strategy, right? Is there a limit? You go to 9 steps on BJ, that's a one hit and down though, right? And on Marty's, the thing with the Marty is you're going double, 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 1 hit and you're back to 0. Here we're going double, double, almost double, almost double, almost double, and you're 2 hits and you're back 1 level. It takes 2 hits to go back a level, which to me makes it really feel tough to get back, right? It makes it hard to work my way back. And that's what I was saying as I was rolling it out today. I'm like, man, this feels hard to get back to any level because you got to get 2 rolls at least, 2 inside hits to come back from level 7 to level 6 or whatever. It's very, very difficult to do that. As we all know, it's hard to get 2 shots. So I felt like I was working too hard. Dr. S says you don't worry about the work. You're not working hard. It's trust the system. It's okay, right? Let me go back to the main screen here. He says, trust it. I said, oh my God, I feel like I'm just beating my head against the wall. Now today was a bad shooting day, but that's where I go to you, Ken. I go to you, Ken, and say, look, 9 steps on a ladder, and coming back down the ladder requires 2 hits at each rung to go back a level. Feels like I'm asking a lot of the shooter, or I'm asking a lot of the dice to produce that for me. So it's very, very tough. So, and AZ says it perfectly here, which is what Dr. S has told me. I'm going to read this to you. He said, Dr. S says he knows you'll lose a full bankroll. There are times when you're going to lose it, right? Every time you ladder, that's at risk. But it should be 3% of the time. That's why it's okay with the full bankroll being lost, right? And if you're going to be a martingale / ladder player, you have to have that mindset. You have to be okay with, I'm going to lose the whole thing every once in a while. It is what it is. But most of the time, you're going to be fine and okay. So again, I called it a loss today, but that's unfair. I got to go back out there and finish it. I don't want to leave it halfway done and say we lost, because I didn't actually play it. So I got to go out there and finish the thing out. And that's kind of where that is. So 30 steps on yours, Vince, not with this levels. There's no way you're going out there 30 steps on this kind of martingale starting at this level. You'd be out there at $40,000 inside. There's no way you can do 30 levels unless you're doing it at the dollar level or something. And you got to explain that to me. It's tough. 30 levels starting at 220 table max. I'm not sure how you can even make that work. Anyway, yeah, again, we're dealing at hundreds, not tens of dollars. Maybe that's why you can get there, but I've seen your videos on that, and I know you got that big chart, but you can't do it starting at 220 like we're doing here. Going from 96 and going right to 220, and there's no way you get 30 levels in. You run into the max for sure. Yeah, and Ken says the only reason Marty is 1 hit and start over. This one is a 2-hit ladder, so it makes it hard. Like I said, and I really want it to work. I'm out there throwing as best I can. Today was not very good, but I'm throwing as best I can to make it work. I want to see it happen. I want to see this thing recover. I'd like to go back out there at lunchtime today and let it recover. I'm on level 7. Let's let it come back and do its thing. So, all that said, let's move ahead. Let's go to here. Hold on a second. And next screen. Let's see. Why am I not getting my other thing? All right. A little bit of a reminder of where we are. Come out roll. Friday night fights, Vince and Crappin' Camper. Friday night, tomorrow night. Don't know who's dealing that yet. Chris and Jeff and I haven't talked about it yet, but somebody's going to take care of that one. It's going to be another good one. The Hard Hat Award is going to be voted on tomorrow morning. Live voting tomorrow morning here in chat, as well as an all-day vote on the site, just like last time. Although this time I promise you, I will pay better attention to what happens in the live chat. The nominees so far, the top nominees have been DJen's gotten a ton of votes in the Discord as well as privately. I think he deserves that. Craftsmaster Journey has gotten a bunch of votes in there. Vince has gotten a bunch of votes in there. George, of course, has gotten a bunch of votes in there. Sideshow's gotten a bunch of votes. I'm going to take the top 4. And again, not a popularity contest. The Hard Hat Award is not a popularity contest. This is to me, if you watch the show on TV, Dirty Jobs, if you watch the show on TV, Tough as Nails, it's bricklayer. This is the Bricklayers Award. This is Ken from Ken Knows Gambling, right? You got guys that are installing them water heaters that you sell, right? It's those guys, right? This award, I hate to call it an award, but this recognition, the Hard Hat, is 100% not about popularity. It's about who you think is putting in the work that people don't necessarily even see that makes this community rock. That's what it is. The amount of hours that it takes to put a show together, but the other things that guys are doing that are happening over here that you don't even know about, that's where this thing comes to. And that's why Vince and DGen and Skill and Luck, they get the recognition because behind the camera, they're doing a bunch of shit. Vince, by the way, I got to call you out. If you haven't watched Vince's channel, Vince is like the mad scientist, right? One of the things, he built that glass top table, which basically emulates a roll to win. Super cool. And I wish you wouldn't have took the video down. You put a video out where you made it, which was awesome. Now you've got the bass speaker that you do the roll to win dice on, the little shaker thing. That is fantastic, man. You should literally find a way to sell those things. I would have a Bubble Craps dice popper thing here all the time. That thing is awesome. I love that thing. That's the kind of stuff that gets a guy like Vince a vote in the Hard Hat Award, because he probably spent half a day building that stupid thing. And how cool is it to have a actual Bubble Craps popper on a live show that we had? You guys don't appreciate that. That's really, really cool. I think that's awesome. Anyway, take the Hard Hat Award seriously. I know that we had a problem with it the last time, my fault, but really think about, again, not who you want to give a hug to because you love them so much. Think about who's pulling the strings and who's making things happen hours and hours and hours off camera. That's what I want you guys to recognize with this thing. And every month we got it all the way through November when we do the in-person Craps for the Cure, and somebody will be able to bid on and take that hard hat home with everybody's signatures and whatever they want, stickers they want to put on it. It'll be decorated by the people who have it. So tomorrow is the day. Got me? All right. That is some serious ingenuity. I think you're talking about Vince's. That Vince's thing, man, that thing is freaking cool. I mean, I watched, there was another guy a while back that built his own Bubble Craft machine. You ever saw, I forget the name of the channel. I can't remember the name of the channel. He, like 10 videos of him building, he wrote all the software to emulate perfectly the Bubble Craft software, and he built the little popper thing and all that stuff. It took him like a month. Vince did it in like a day, right? Vince did it in like a day. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Hey, Mid-Atlantic Crafts gifted a membership. Thank you for that. That's awesome. And I saw that somebody, was CRC, joined up as a member earlier today. That's great. I love it. I love it. Nemo says, do not include me. I'm not worth it. Well, Nemo, again, it's not popularity, right? You're putting in work. You're on the list. And people have nominated you. I can't make them not nominate you. As much as you protest, I can't make it happen. All right, Ken's got to go. See you tonight. Dude, I'm going to miss your show tonight. I'm sorry. I love your show. By the way, I should put on here, Ken's envelope shows. He usually goes Thursday nights live. He's making his $300. He's going to do all the he does craps and roulette and blackjack and all the things. We're going to get Ken doing that show on this channel pretty soon, once I get the graphics figured out and all that kind of stuff. Ken is a hard hat guy. Ken's putting in a bunch of work, and he's one of my favorite people on the planet. I love Ken. There's something special about somebody who you don't have to think about what they think of you, right? And that's Ken. Ken will give you his opinion, and I love his transparency. So yeah, there you go. There's watch Ken tonight. It's going to be a good show. I will never go on the list, Dice Dr. Dan. It's my award. You can't make an award and put yourself on the list. That's just there's something philosophically wrong with that. Deserving as though you think I may be, and I do put in a lot of work. You can't make your own award. That's just weird. My award, and I'll be honest with you. You are welcome, CRC. My award came last year. Okay, I put in all that work for the. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you. Right, this one that we're doing here with you all comes because you all are voting for each other. This one is it's hard to see because of the glare, but this is the chip rack, right? That says the official chip set for Craps for the Cure from last year, right? This was my award. I busted my ass on the Craps for the Cure, expected nothing in return, obviously. And Dan and Ian and all you guys surprised me with that thing. That was great. That was a surprise. And I think that's the way that you do these kind of things, right? You surprise somebody. That worked out really well. It was great. I'll never put myself on this kind of list, though. Yeah, CRC. And by the way, CRC, for those of you who don't know, Crooked River Crafts is putting in tons of work. So is Anthony, AZ Crap Shooters, right? When I see guys putting in daily paycheck shows, and I know that I do one too, that ain't easy. It ain't easy to go out there and lay yourself out there every single day and shoot and win and lose and talk through it. It is a lot of work. Mental effort, it's a lot. So give these guys the props, right? Give them a sub too while you're at it. Go out there and get CRC, get them on your list. Get them on your subs list, right? Watch what's going on. Him and AZ Crap Shooters they're doing the long running shows, the live practices. That's what this is about. These shows. Okay, let's Ken has been in the trenches, Biff. This is gonna be one of those shows where we don't do any craps today. This might just be a Talk to John show. Ken has been in the trenches. Ken's done it, right? And I know that, whatever. I mean, that guy's put in the work. He lived in Vegas in a shithole hotel, right? Apartment and did it, right? He's giving you advice not to be entertaining, but if you listen to his passion when he's teaching about how to get off the table. You know, he and I joke a lot about my proclivity to be a little bit more aggressive with my excess. You know, if I win my 500, but I win 600, Ken's taking the $600 home. I'm taking the $100. I'm going to go and try and hit pay dirt with it, right? Ken lived it. Ken knows how important that $100 is, and that's why his show, he's so, I don't want to say angry, but he's so adamant about it. He's so passionate about respecting the money that you worked so hard to earn. Me, because I'm not living on that money, that extra $100 to me is my shot in the dark kind of thing. And he's bringing it to you because he lived it. I think it's a really important thing for you to know. Yeah, Nightbot, post question with a capital Q so I can see them. Let's see. So what? CQ, it doesn't matter, man. My first video, the one that you've seen, you've all seen the video that I did with when I did the chip rack, right? When I just did like how to with the lammers and stuff. That video was shot with my iPhone on a 4 foot by 4 foot wide craps mat on a kitchen table. It was my desk. It was on my work desk. And I took my monitor off the desk and put the thing on there and a phone. It doesn't matter what you have in terms of equipment. If you're just going to shoot, and here's a good example. All these guys that do roulette, watch roulette videos. None of them have tables. None of them have a roulette wheel. Almost none of them. They all do a computer screen with themselves in front of it. Nemo, you got Crapsy, just like it's the same thing, right? Put good information out there. If nothing else, you're showing us all how not to play, right? And how not to go insane with our bets. I'm kidding with you, of course. But yeah, I think that's it. I don't know what else I want to say here. Anything else? Oh my God, Old Bay, that was insane. That was such, I was overcome that day. It was crazy. Let's look at PCs. Anything else here that you want to talk about before I do some craps work at the table? Oh, you know what? I want to show you something on the screen as well. Skill, good question. I wonder what Waylon would do with this. Waylon's got strategies like this. He's got a cross bet strategies where he ladders up and takes a couple hits and works his way back. He does things similar to this for sure. And again, this strategy to me, the levels, I know what he's doing. Like the first 2 levels are a pure Marty, come back and win. Then we lose the Marty rhythm. Then we get into it's not quite full pressing or not quite full. And that's where I want to talk to Dr. S and Vince kind of offline over email and say, why is that? Like, what was the decision made to change the volume of level as we go up? Was it a pure bankroll move, or was there other math involved in it? I want to get to the root of that and see what they say. Anyway, let's go over here. I want to switch gears completely. I'm going to go back to my other screen, and this time I won't get muted. And give me my Firefox back. Okay. Today, what I wanted to talk about today a little bit with you was the idea of how do you judge a strategy? How do you get strategic with the way you put bets together? Now, this is going to be really ugly, so I apologize in advance for how the screen is about to look, but it is what it is. I worked on this last night, and let me go back to my drive here. I probably should have had this sitting up waiting for me, but give me a second to go to my Google Drive, and I'll pull up the spreadsheet that I worked on last night with you, which is where is it? Not the KPI. Where's my recents? Hold on. I should have. This is what happens when you get late for the morning show and I come down here and I can't find what I'm looking for. So give me a second here. Let's see. I got an error from Nightbot there. Where is my stuff, man? Come on. There we go. Recent. Google Drive is running really slow. All right, Tim Horton daily paycheck, craps bets payouts. Where the hell is seriously, I worked on this thing literally yesterday and I can't find it now. Where did it go? Daily paycheck, Tim Horton. I swear I did this yesterday. Oh my God. Tell me all that work didn't go for nothing. There's no way that I worked on this thing last night for 3 hours and don't have it. Oh my God. That's going to really piss me off if that happened. Let's see here. If I go back a screen. Oh no. Oh well. That really sucks. Sorry guys. Man. Let me see something. Reload. Close tab. No, that's that. Shit. Oh my God. Oh no. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to cry about this on my own time here. I did this whole thing last night where I wrote a spreadsheet that completely calculates the negative expectation of every bet that you make, and it's gone. How could I have deleted it? There's no way I deleted that damn thing. Hold on, I'm looking for it. We're gonna have live John being ticked off at himself here in just a second. Wow, what happened to it? What happened to it? Pro crap stuff. Where is it? The pressing thing? Oh man, I'm so angry right now. I can't believe I lost that file. There's no way. Google Drive doesn't delete anything. Recent stuff. All right. Well, I guess that's a bummer. I'll write. I guess I'll do all the work again and put it out here tomorrow. That's really, really a bummer. Today, where's my work from yesterday? It's not on this one, is it? Let me take a look here. Just on the off chance that I named it something stupid and put it on a different tab. I just want to double check before. I'm sorry. I know this is compelling TV right here, but nope, that's not it. Son of a bear. All right. Well, back to me. Sorry, man. Oh, God. I literally worked on this thing for 3 hours yesterday for today's show, and it's gone. I deleted it. How did I delete a file out of Google Drive? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, it was a really cool app. I'm going to tell you what it did. You typed in your bets, and it would tell you what your expected loss was for the day. God, I can't believe that's gone. I can't believe I lost it. I'll find it. I'm sure it's somewhere. I'll find it, and I'll get it. Oh, you know what? It might be on my work. It might be over here. Hold on. Hey, there it is. I found it. All right. I found it. I knew it. Let's go over here. See? You guys didn't trust me. Let's go here. Let me go back to Ecamm and see what I got. All right. Let's switch screens. Now you can see it, I think. Give me a second here to get over there. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness. What is happening with my computer? Everything is going south. There we go. Can you see that yet or no? We haven't changed scenes yet. What in the hell? Come on. I think my computer's about to crash. I can hear the fan going. Come on. Change freaking screens. Second monitor. Just get that thing to play. Wow. There we go. Holy crap. Here it is. All right. That was an awful that was a 5-minute transition to something that's really cool. What this thing does, and I'll give you a link to it. I'm going to put it back in the right Google Drive. It's hard to see, but I'm going to zoom in as far as I can without it being weird. One more zoom probably. There we go. What I did here is I got from the Wizard of Odds all of the expected the house edge. Okay, there's the edge per bet, right? The edge per bet in one column, and then there's the edge per roll in the next column. So the edge per house edge per resolve bet's what you probably hear about. Like for example, the lay for the house edge is 1.67 for the bet itself to resolve or not resolve over time, and the edge per roll on a given roll, the house edge is 0.42%. So what I did was You can put every single. The problem was it wasn't browser history, PowerFriend. It was my different. I have two Google accounts. I was in the wrong account. I was in my work account when I did this one. All right. So what you do here on this spreadsheet is we're going to go and put in. I put 160 across. Okay. I got 25 on the 4, 25 on the place 9, 36, 38, and so forth. And what it tells you is per $100. What is happening? Seriously, my computer is about to die. It's literally going to die. Okay. What this tells you is, and now my picture's there. What in the, okay, seriously, I'm ready to, hold on a minute. There we go. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Tech problems today. What this tells you is your expected loss per $100. This is what the house edge tells you. When you bet 160 across, right? For every $100 you bet, you can be average to lose 625. Right? However, on every roll, your average loss is $1.67. So when you're setting up your bets, but when you're working your strategy, I'll give you the spreadsheet from the actual account. I'll share it out. This will help you decide what your expected loss is on your bet spread as you're making a strategy up per roll and per $100 and per hour. So if you're doing 160 across and you're seeing 60 rolls an hour, about average for a normal speed table, you can expect to lose about $100 an hour. Okay, and I bet you didn't know that. That's what this spreadsheet will tell you. So as you're making your strategies up, there is this level of, if I make the same bet spread on every roll, every shooter for an hour, it's not called VIG. You can call it that. It's the edge. It's the built-in profit center, right? And again, I don't have a problem with this. And I think some people feel like the casinos are screwing you. This is how they make their money. This is like the supermarket putting a markup on the bread. They're allowed to make money, and so is the casino. But what you'll find in here is that some of these bets, like your hops, your hardway hops, are 13.8% house edge. Your hop easies are 11% house edge. Okay, so when you're making those hop bets and your strategy's based on nothing but hop betting, you're going to find that your expected loss per hour is enormous if they aren't hitting. I'm going to talk to Shackelford and JB later on in the week. I'll clean this up. I'll give it to you all to make copies of on your own. That calculation that we do, I got to close my browsers down. I think my Chrome is killing my system right now. Chrome does that to me sometimes. Chrome can be, at least the later versions are huge resource hogs. So let me get back to, if I can, my picture. There we go. Can you see me now? Oh my God. This thing is... Okay, center yourself, John. Seriously, this is one of those days where nothing's going right. Like the strategy sucked today. My production quality sucks today. All of it's going bad. All right, I think part of that's Chrome. Chrome, the last couple of days has been... Whenever I have it opened up, my system goes into the toilet. I'm not sure what's going on there. Anyway, I'll give you the spreadsheet. I want you to take that and put your bets in there and see what your expected losses are. It's not going to change probably how you make your strategy, but it gives you some awareness of it, okay? Let's go to the table, and I want to zoom in a little bit there too. And I want to give you, yeah, right? You're 100% right, PowerFriend. Chrome is brutal, and I'll tell you what the problem is too, is that Chrome's got a new setting which says use memory more efficiently, which I checked the other day. It's been horseshit ever since. The minute I changed or I clicked that OK box, it's been doing this, where the whole computer just goes to zero whenever Chrome is running. Unfortunately for my work, we use Chrome with camera and microphone. We have an app that we use for our conferencing. It just bogs the machine to zero. It's unfortunate. So yeah, it sucks. Here we go. And my PC is good, right? My Mac has got 32 gigs of RAM. It's got, 8 cores. It's a good thing. Chrome is just pretty. Anyway, yeah, right. Today is opposite day, Craig. 100%. This is that day where my shooting sucked, my production sucks, my voice sucks. I'm saying stupid things. Like everything is bad, right? Everything today has gone south. But let's do it. Let's go to the table. And again, I've done this to you before, where I break down strategies and the way that I look at not a quality score, right? But I look at like what's my net result of a roll score, right? And as I put things out here, let's do the 160 across. Let's do this, okay? And let's do it a couple of ways here. I'm gonna go 160, just like so, okay? Now let's take a look at what can happen, okay? Again, the EV thing I showed you in a minute ago will show you what will actually happen dollars-wise. We don't need the puck here. Here, though, how many ways can we win? And that's one thing you have to look at. You have to look at your probabilities, okay? How do you win? You win 3 ways here. You win 4 ways here. You win 5 ways here. 5 ways here. 4 ways there. And 3 ways here, okay? That's, how many is that? 3 and 4 is 7, or what's the best way to do it? There's 5 and 4 is 9, 10, 11, 12, and 12 is 24 ways to win, which is fantastic, right? Versus how many ways to get your ass kicked? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to lose it, okay? From a probability standpoint, how do we do the math on that? Who can tell me the math on this calculation? Because this is interesting. This is not what you probably think it is. Okay, a lot of people get this wrong. You have a 24-6 advantage, right? Or what is that? 6 is going to 24 how many times? 6 times 4 is 24. 4-1 advantage. 4-1. I'll do that here. Let's see. Can you see it if I go over here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-1 is your advantage. Okay. What does that look like in terms of percentages? The way it works is you take all 5 outcomes. 5 things can happen. You can win or you can lose. The other horn numbers that are not in play don't matter right now. They don't matter at all. So there's 5 outcomes for you. 4 of them are good. So your math is going to be 4 into 5, which is 80%. That's how you calculate your probability of winning on the bets, which is pretty good, right? Know that. Right? One thing you have to look at is what's going to beat me, what beats me here, and how much do I win when I don't get beat. And here again, I've said this before, whenever you're doing place betting, again, you got 24 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. You can lose 160. You can win 35. Right? So what then, right? Look at that difference. People get all antsy about, oh God, you're going to lay the 4 for $200 to win 100? That's stupid. You've heard that said before, right? It's dumb. Why would you lay more to win less? 50% return on that investment if it hits. You're a dumbass if you do that, right? I've heard that so many times, right? Well, how stupid are you here? If you're going to laying essentially 160 to win $35. You're laying 160 against the 7 to win 35. That's a lot less percentage than that lay 4 is when you think about it. And that's a 50% chance to win, right? That's interesting. You're laying the 7 for 160 to win 35. Think about it that way, okay? Although there's an 80% win expectation here, you're essentially putting out more to win a whole lot less. And this is what our friend PJ Strong used to call picking up nickels in front of a steamroller, which is what it is. I ran Dr. S's strategy this morning, 96 across, took us 9 hits to get $100 out of that thing. $100 in profit. We earned our 96 plus 100. Took us forever to get there, picking up nickels, right? It took a miracle roll, 9 rolls to make $100. That's one of the things you look at with a strategy. So know how many ways you get beat, how many ways you can win, and what is your win percentage versus your spread. So this is going to be 35 divided by 160. Who can do the math? I don't have my computer with me. I can go over here. What is that win percentage? 35 divided by 160. That's 22%. 22% return on investment for that bet. So you got to know your ROI in terms of what are you putting out there to what can you win on any given result. So you have a 22% return on investment at an 80% expected win rate. Okay, so that math works out to this. right? Let's do the math together. If you have, let me put it out here. Roughly 1, 2, 3, 4 times you're going to win $35. One time you're going to lose 160. That's what that looks like to you. So when you're making a strategy, you got to consider all those outcomes. Okay? You're going to probably win $35 4 times. You're going to probably lose 160 once. What's 35 times 4? Is it enough? I don't know. Let's see if that's enough to make it up. I think it is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 wins of $35 is 125, 140. The 4 times you win a total of 140. The 1 time you lose 160. You're down $15. You follow me? You're down more than that. You're down $20. You're $20 upside down when probability holds. Know that when you make a strategy. Okay? That's the first thing you got to keep in your mind. What's going to beat me? What numbers beat me? How many chances do I have to get beat? And what does it look like when I win or lose according to probability? Now, if you exceed probability, if you win 5 out of 6 times, now you're in profit. Okay? Also, if your bet size changes, in other words, if you go from, let's say you take the first hit and I reinvest it, I make the 8 look like $60, okay? And the 8 happens to hit, right? It changes all the math in that case. When you use casino money against the casino, it does change the EV because you've got more money out here that's not at risk from your rack. Now you're laying 160, but your potential win is not 35. Your potential win is going to be 35 plus 70 divided by 6, whatever, 35, $41. You've changed these from 35 to 41, and now your expectation is positive. Different way to look at that thing. Make sure you understand all that kind of stuff as you go. And let's take a look at something else. I've seen this before too, right? This is an interesting little study here. Let's take all this crap down. Okay. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to take the 4 and 10 off. I've seen people do this strategy. Let's take a look. Let's go 110 inside. All right, 110 inside. And they hop the 4 and 10. Okay, hop in the 4 and 10. What does that look like to you? Hop in the 4 and 10 for, I don't know, let's just say $5 each. Keep the numbers easy, right? So you're going to hop the easy and the easy and the easy and the easy, right? Maybe if you're feeling froggy, you hop the easy for $10 and the hard for $5. Okay, now what happens? Okay, this seems like it's cool, right? This is going to be less money at risk, right? 15 is going to pay 30, 30 is going to pay 60. We could probably do this at even. Let's make that better. Let's do that. Let's go 5 on the backside, and we'll do $2 on the easies. Right, that'll pay 30. This will pay. Actually, let's do it like this. Let's do it. Make it right. $1 and $2. That way, they all pay $30. You got an extra $6 out there. Here's the thing, though. What happens now? How does the math on this change? Well, here's what happens. Right, you still get burned by the 7. That doesn't change. Right, you're still going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to lose it all on the 7. You've also now picked up. Well, let's say you don't do the hard way. Let's say like people press or do just the easies, like so, right? Actually, if we left it like this, you're in this spot where if any of these inside numbers come, and how many ways to roll? There's 10 in here and there's 8 out here, 18 ways to lose $6. In addition to that, on a given roll. So now you've got 15, 18 new ways to lose a couple of bucks. When you factor in your expected value of these bets, these are long-term bets, so they get processed a little bit differently. You got to do it both, right? So you're going to look at 18 versus 36 here, right? That's a 50% loss rate. Again, it's 2 to 1. It's actually a 1/3 expectation. You're a 66% chance to win on these bets. Again, out of the universe of combinations, there's 2 ways. There's 18 to 36, or 18 to 6 rather. There's 3 to 1, right? You're 75% in here. Sorry, I said that wrong. That's one probability. Out here on the 4 and 10, it's a one roll deal, right? And on one roll, you've got only 6 ways to win versus every other way to lose. So you have 6 ways to win, and you've got 30 ways to lose these bets. Think about that on the hops. That makes the hops house edge so freaking high. It's because you have 6 ways to win, 30 ways to lose on these outside bets, these 2 hops that I got out here, and you got to merge that with the probability of your stable bets that are sitting here. Again, the 18 to 36, right, which is 2 to 1, or 18 to 6, which is 3 to 1, which is 75% in here on the stable ones, versus these over here, which is a 1 out of 30, 1 out of 6. You have a 16% chance to win out here. Brutal on these hops. You got to merge that in. Now you got to know, I got 6 ways to lose all of this, and I got another 18 ways to lose all of those guys. So that's interesting for you to think. Actually, it's 30 ways. I don't know why I said 18. It's 30. 30 ways to lose the outsides. So as you're constructing strategies, I want you to, I'll put this out here so you can see it. There's 30 ways to lose the hops, and there's 6 ways to lose the insides. So yeah, as you're strategy crafting, I want, we'll do more like this. I'm going to break this down in another video, like a really good graphically, like with charts and shit, break this down, because I think this is important to see how your EV is counted. But when you're looking at a strategy, I look at these things, I go, okay, I'm going to do the insides, I'm going to hop the outsides. If I'm going to do, for example, this, let's take this one, for example. Let's take the $10 in there, and we'll hop the 5s for whatever you hop them for. You hop them for $2, whatever the easy has you doing here, right? There's an interesting one, right? And we say, well, we're putting less money at risk, right? We do that because it's less at risk. And it's a known risk because we're going to say, we're just going to do it twice. We're going to put $8 at risk, $2 and then $2 again later on. But again, you got these ways to lose in here. The field now adds some ways to win, one roll bet. Again, the field, I take the field and the hop as one part of my bet because those are one roll bets. Those are basically hops. They happen, this probability, the 16 ways to win in here, plus the 3 ways to win up here, or the 4 ways to win up here, those 20 combinations versus 36 is a one roll negative expectation versus a long runner. You merge those two separately when you're calculating it out. But again, over time, $4 at the high edge, 11% house edge here versus a 4% house edge there. Because this is a longer running bet. This thing doesn't die every time we roll the dice. Interesting. I think you got to, again, I don't want to drive every decision I make based on house edge and expected loss. But I do want to drive my decisions based on my likelihood of winning things. I like to look at the probabilities of what's going to happen and where is my exposure? Where's my exposure on these rolls? Again, your exposure here is not the 7. Your exposure here is the 7 and these things. Your exposure here is the 7 and everything that's not a 5. These bets here, the 4 ways to win on the hop 5 have 32 ways to lose. Think about that. That's how I have to look at this. These are 32 ways to lose. That's a really awful bet, hopping a single number like that. Unless you want to emulate roulette and you're trying to get like a little street or something, or like a semi-street. That's a terrible bet because you have so many ways to lose it and so few ways to win it. So think about that. When you're doing your stuff, I want you to lay out on your table or in your mind or on a spreadsheet, how many ways can I get beat? What are the numbers that beat me? And how often do I get beat? I get beat every roll here. I get beat every decision here. The decision here is longer than one roll. So anyway, that's it. That's my stuff. I'm sorry that I had such a hell of a time getting to the screens to work today, but it is what it is, man. My computer today worked like hell. My throws worked like hell. Today was basically hell day. Oh, there's my light again. I forgot to turn my light off. Sure, it says I got to get a clapper for the light. I just need to get a, what do you call it? I need a clicker for the light. Anyway, it is 9:01. DJ goes online in 10 minutes to do his sports betting daily wager. So I'm going to check my PCs and my questions one more time just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And again, I apologize for the poor quality today. Not my best move on the computer today, but we'll get it figured out. Let's see. More nominations for CRC, which is cool to see that. Let's see. I know more stuff about the Chrome stuff. I know Chrome is a beast, and I don't know why I did on my work account last night, that spreadsheet. I'm glad I didn't lose the work. There's a lot of work to get it done. So that's out there. 300 Club says that is 20% compared to 50%, which seems stupid, but the 80% chance that it comes back balances it out. And remember, it's not a one roll thing. Those are edges that I give you based on bet resolution. And the bet resolution changes on a lay bet or a place bet versus a hot bet. Hot bets resolve every roll. The other ones resolve over time. And that's a difference between roulette and craps, obviously, right? Roulette and craps, everything roulette resolves every roll. You're always hopping on a roulette table. Here, you're not always hopping. So there you go. Let's see. Vince loves the hop 410. A lot of people do that, right? Where it's cheap. It's a cheap way to go 160 across and a couple bucks on the hops. And you're like, okay, I'll burn $6 every time, but I'm not going to let $30 die every time. Like or most of the time. That's an interesting math thing. You should give it a shot. Yeah, I need a Wi-Fi. You know what? I got that light back there is great, actually. I know we're going off tangents here. That light back there is super high quality, but it's not, and it's got, the cord has a clicker on it, but I can't reach it from over here. I do have to get one that's more of a Bluetooth kind of a thing. I'll get there. You know, everything takes money, and money doesn't grow on trees, as you well know. So, all right, let's see. Anything else? Anything else here? Victor wants to know about the color up Molly. I will use it for a paycheck. I got to practice the levels a couple times. But yeah, so the paycheck, I've already done the come ladder, which was easy winner. I did the 3-point Johnny, which was an easy winner. And I've done the odds maker, which was also an easy winner. All those things won money in the paycheck. I have no doubt that the color up Molly will also win a paycheck, because paycheck style play is predicated on low volatility, low number of wins. I think that's going to be a winner too, for sure, paycheck style. Whether it's a home run hitter, we'll see. I'm going to give it its due. Next week, I'm going to run the Dallas Drawdown. I love that one. And again, I think that one's interesting because, like today, I lost 6 times or 7 times in a row to get to level 8. Progressively higher bets as we go down there, right? I lost 440, 660, 880, whatever. The Dallas Drawdown is 640 out there every single time. So if I had the same nightmare run, right? If I lose 640 8 times, how much is that? That's $4,800, right? I'd be in the same spot. I'd be in the same case. The only thing is I have a couple of smaller wins along the way. So pure right side strategies always have that problem of beating the 7. So, all right, let's get out of here. Let's go let DJ have the stage. I'm going to be signing off here. Chris from Dice DJ, the show is yours. You got Daily Wager coming up. Everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow morning for Friday Follies. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have this idea of trying to emulate roulette on a craps table by using hop bets to kind of get the same coverage and the same payout. It's hard to figure out how to emulate a street or a corner on a roulette table with hop bets on a crap table. I'm trying to work that out today. So tomorrow's Friday Follies, maybe that. It may just be more Dallas Drawdown practice, but we'll see. In the meantime, have a great Thursday, and go M's. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Actually, I'll probably see you for lunch today to finish up the Tim Horton. Anyway, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye.